Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Sunday, June 18th, 2017. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions and nature realm's guardians, and we do have many of those souls present. We also have a clustering of, we have recently had a clustering of Vanovanovs. Somebody's saying, are they still here? Somebody's asking, are they still here? I don't know. We did a process this morning of delivering poisons from the deeper, denser dimensions up into the room where they were holding their intellectual discussion, their so-called intellectual discussion on motivations, which has been going on for a week to 10 days with no actions being taken on their part during. And what is relevant? What's relevant is that we're in the collapse time. This is the time for action, not the time for discussion. So we did manage to, somebody's saying, and what happened this morning, we did manage to clear that room where they were gathering just by doing the work, which was squeezing up the poisoned environments that have fallen into the deeper, denser dimensions. For where were we pulling it from? Particularly working the area right around where Pan is trying to evacuate dead children who are really wanting to get to God, a divine presence, wanting to get to a divine presence, a truly divine presence. What do we mean by that? A consistent source of significantly higher vibrations. Why do you ask? And also, are you yourselves living in a poisoned environment, and should you be sending those poisons back up to larger dimensions yourselves? There's an updraft. To continue with the identification of presences, we don't know whether or not the Vanovanovs are fully gone, but we do know that that room how are they identifying themselves? I think as previous members of the Search for Truth community.
Yes, that's true.
They seem to be having some kind of reunion back at the old place. And so we're playing a fun new game where if they chime in on topics of interest to these lives as to what to do next, give advice, and their advice is correct, they move one seat closer to the microphone. If their advice is incorrect or they do not give advice, they move one seat farther away from the microphone. Everybody has to bet on every single topic. They have to provide advice. If they're correct, they move closer to the mic. If they're incorrect or they don't bet, breaking the rules, they move farther away from the microphone, and the person who is the soul, who is closest to the microphone, should be in the seat of the host lives, and the host lives provide input on how their instructions went.
That's true.
How did it turn out? Why do you ask? And also, which way is up?
Someone's asking, what is the microphone?
What is the microphone? The microphone does seem to be the clearest communication place by which higher dimension presences at the level at which the microphone is being discussed can communicate to lower or deeper dimension presences. And so, and what do I know? I know that for the deeper dimensions below us, we can communicate with them. They can hear us, and we can hear them, just as we can communicate with higher presences. The microphone is the clear spot. The spot of natural amplification. It's not amplification, the spot of least interference.
Yes, that's true.
Least static. Sorry it took us so long to get to that right response. All those who provided that valid input move closer to the microphone, who identified it quickly and properly as the place with the least static, the least interference, move closer, and all who either didn't speak up or who provided another answer move a seat farther away. No tussles. There's some tussles. No tussles. Just live by the rules. None of us are above the rules. Just live by the rules. It's just a game. Hey, have fun. You lose a point, you win a point. Just scoot over, friends. Let's bifurcate. All of us who really want to live by the rules, to the search for truth central axis, all others flung away.
Someone is saying, if you keep bifurcating by all those who really want to live by the rules, you're not going to have anybody left.
Okay, we're okay with that. We're totally willing to have that be the outcome.
That's true.
All of us who really want to live by the rules, to the search for truth central axis, all others flung away. This is another message. We're getting a message now that has been repeating this last couple of weeks about how views from different perspectives provide different answers, and so it's possible that the presences who are giving advice need to shift their perspective to get better hit rates.
That's true.
Maybe come closer or come out into the natural world or sit someplace else, look at things from a different perspective, and you might see something that you've been overlooking. There's a feeling that whoever the speaker is, I know that to be true, but I also know that if I change seats and see it from a different perspective, I'm going to feel very uncomfortable continuing to view it the way I've been viewing it.
That's true.
And I'm not sure I'm ready to give up that perspective just yet. All of us who really want to live by the search for truth rules, to the search for truth central axis, all others flung away. And this, clearly, somebody's asking, what do we think we're doing? Clearly, this is a self-proving statement. These lives are dedicated to the search for truth process, the search for truth project, the search for truth effort. And what is the effort? The effort is a project of spirit to manifest the divine plan for all dimensions, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do, given the reality of these limited resources, since that's what our soul contracts commit us to doing.
Why do you ask?
Why do you ask? And also, are those above you living by the search for truth rules? That gets them looking up.
That's true.
If we don't really want to live by the search for truth rules, there will be gaps in our observance of those rules. Those gaps may not be consciously motivated, but they will occur. It's just how presences are wired. This is how sentiences are. This is what it is to be sentient. We have to really want to do something, to do it continually and successfully. Why do you ask? And also, what do those above you really want to do? It does get them looking up.
Oh. Really merging in, I have this feeling of, wow, I thought I wanted to live by the search for truth rules, but when I really look at it, I see that I just want to do that some of the time, and other times not. There's that hit in the chest feeling.
Oh, I know I don't want to live by the rules, but I know I like to be around other people who are living by the rules.
Nodding feelings,
I want them to have to live by the rules.
But I don't
have
want to all the time.
Right. I know that
like.
That's what I would like, and I know that that isn't how the system works. And
yeah, I feel like
I'm in the inquiry. I'm in the inquiry of whether or not it's worth it to live by the rules in order to be around others who are living by the rules.
Yes, that is this feeling.
Is it worth it? I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm actually trying to live by the rules for a short period of time to conduct this inquiry.
Yes.
Why do you ask? And are those above you wanting to live by the rules? Maybe now we pump up the poisoned environment through this big opening, get it as high as we can, present for you from the deeper, denser dimensions. Present for you from the deeper, denser dimensions. Kind of the squeezing toothpaste tube up the back.
That's true.
Motion. And to get it up through the crown and through the first sky chakra, and then they start to be sad about it. So through the second sky chakra, more sadness.
That's true.
Through the third sky chakra. Now it feels like the dam of emotions has burst.
That's true.
They think they're fully sad, so let's go through the fourth sky chakra. Until we get out to that deep space feeling, go through the fifth sky chakra. It's like we're coming up to the thinner atmosphere. Up through the sixth sky chakra. And now here's angry blockages.
That's true.
Okay, so we pump up from here to the electrons. We remind them they can't actually stop us. Just go right on through, straight up the search for truth central axis, until you break out into deep space, and then set a course that's straight up the search for truth central axis for the lightest spot that you can see that's still straight up the search for truth central axis. And why? And why do we limit it to the search for truth central axis? What that is the clearest space. We're simply aligning with the clearest spaces, dimension by dimension by dimension by dimension, the space with least resistance to the laws of spirit and to what's actually going on, the least resistance to reality, possibly.
That's true.
That's what we're aligning with. Why do you ask? And also, are those above you resistant to reality? There's a looking up.
Yeah.
This presence who doesn't want to live by the rules but acknowledges not wanting to live by the rules.
Yeah, I feel him really strongly in the back.
Yeah, he's not a bad person. It's not a revolting inquiry.
That's true.
Okay. We'll continue the experiment a little farther, a little longer,
Yeah.
a little higher. And stretching deeper, pumping up from deeper.